Hello, welcome to the Vercammen Law Office Legal Podcast. In this edition, we look at challenges to a will and allegations of undue influence. And in this particular case, it's the appellate division decision of Haas versus Haas, Haas. The defendant here appealed from the trial court's order overruling his caveat to decedent's will and admitting the will to probate, and awarding plaintiff's attorney's fees from the estate and denying defendant's request for fees. Plaintiff cross appealed, arguing the defendant should have been individually liable for plaintiff's fees. So even though the plaintiff challenged it, the plaintiff didn't win 100%. Anyway, decedent died testate, meaning they had a will. Her will directed the executor pay debts and funeral expenses and left the residuary estate to her husband, or if her husband did not survive, to the parties her two children equal shares. Decedent's husband predeceased her, and when decedent died, plaintiff, who was named as executor, submitted the will to probate. The defendant here filed a caveat, meaning an objection to the will, and a counterclaim alleging the will was procured by undue influence. The defendant alleged a plaintiff had lived with the parties' parents for 18 years, was financially dependent on them, and was incapable of serving as executor. Defendant alleged he had been named executor in decedent's prior will, but that decedent changed her will to name plaintiff as executor due to plaintiff's undue influence. The trial court dismissed the caveat and admitted the will to probate, finding no evidence that plaintiff was incapable of administering the estate and no evidence decedent had named defendant as executor under a prior will, or any proof plaintiff exerted undue influence on decedent. On appeal, the appellate court affirmed the decision of the trial court. The appellate court found defendant's allegations of undue influence were based solely on his belief and not on any objective evidence. The court further noted that defendant was named an alternative executor, and decedent's residuary estate was left to the parties in equal shares. The court also noted, the appellate court, that there was no evidence of a confidential relationship between the plaintiff and decedent. The court further found no abuse of discretion in the fee award. And that's Haas versus Haas. For more information on wills, probate, and challenges to wills, visit website njlaws.com. And for representation, contact Ken Vercammen's office in Edison at 732-572-0500. Thank you.